Do
All right, welcome to Monday Morning What's Up and About. And the ladies already have something quite interesting. Some people call it wanecracy.
What?
Yeah, I would explain what that means when you...
I wish you could explain
I
it
will,
first.
Like right now,
tell them,
please
I will.
explain.
No.
No, please.
Because
do
they don't know
now.
what the story is about. So I'll tell them it's an after shoot. When you know what it is about and you understand
Okay.
what it means.
Okay, so wanecracy. I wonder if you'd be able to make sense out of it. So basically, we want to talk about something that caught our eye, something we found really weird. And to be frank, I'd never come across it. It had never crossed my mind until now. So it has to do with someone finding out that the HR in a company actually has fake emails which they use to send rejection letters to the company. So because they want to practice nepotism, they decide that, okay, you know what, for our friends and families to be here, we would reject offers for, for candidates that, qualified for that position. So what they do is they would ensure that when they get, a candidate, the CEO is aware, and then the management or the board, as the case may be, they will then create an email in the person's name and then reject the offer so that they can bring their own candidates in. Now, this has been going on for a while, apparently, until the CEO of that particular company had a candidate. And so the candidates ran into him again months later, and he was like, how is the job? We didn't see you again. Said, oh, that I didn't get any mail. And then he reached out to the HR of his company, and the HR says, oh, this person rejected the offer now.
Wow.
And then that was how the kind of worms blew open. And so I wonder what you guys make of this.
So I'm applying for jobs. Sorry, Mike.
Where's this company?
It's online.
It's actually
it's in
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yes, it's in Nigeria. It's actually a local.
So there's always been this, I don't know whether to call it an etiquette. When you apply for a job, you expect, either to hear back from the company,
Of course.
or maybe not. Sometimes during the interview or maybe in the email, they will say, okay, if you don't hear back from us between this time and this time, you are no longer a candidate, right? They're as polite as possible and all that. But now with situations like this, are you sure it's not even more secure for you to actually send an email to ask, oh, is there any updates? Because if he had sent a mail to the company requesting for an update, all of this would have probably been exposed, At least the candidate would have had that opportunity to at least say, okay, I'm still interested. And this would now follow up to any email that had been sent on his behalf before saying he doesn't want, that kind of thing. So maybe we need to adjust our mindset regarding getting back to the company after, waiting for a period of time.
Now it's not even an issue of getting back or not, because if someone that people that can go that far to do that would even find a way if you try to get back.
Absolutely.
After it's still coming through them now. They are the hiring arm of a company. It's how much of a ethical decadence. I don't even want to say moral decadence now. This is not even moral. This is about ethics of a profession. The ethical decadence that we have come to see ourselves as a society. And that's what I say, wanecracy. There's the Igbo word of one name, my brother, my sister, someone like.
Right.
It's all about trying to be, as it were, bigotry and all of that. Whatever you want, whatever word you want to use, and people try to do it as much as possible. It has always been, and I would tell people personally that I'm personally not a proponent of office politics. I don't like it. I'd always told myself that if I was ever going to go wherever I am, I want that the first thing people know about me is my excellence at the job, how well I can do the job.
Absolutely.
Not that because somehow these things come through. They know that you came in through somebody. You did this, I did this, you did this, you did that. And for me as a person, for other people it might be okay, maybe you get the money and all that. No, but for me as a person, my pride as a professional, my pride in what I learned, what I have done, would not allow that be my case. And so if we learn, and this is as a people, I love the Japanese. Why do I love them so much? There is something they tell you, same as the Germans. When you see something that is not durable, and you go to a German, and you say this was done by a German, They don't know who that person was, but they tell you, no,
It's not possible.
it is not German.
Yeah.
Why? The Germans are known for durability. Like, if I make a phone,
Yeah.
and it's a German phone, that phone will fall on the ground and not break.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you that because the Japanese will tell you. You remember that there was that ad, Yorishna Yorikana.
Yeah.
This is where the Japanese think. They go somewhere, they leave a place better. Japanese will go to a stadium, play a match, and will clean the
Up
stadium
after.
and go.
Yeah.
It shows in their their tradition.
Yeah,
when you look at the samurai would rather kill himself than do some things against his own master. And if you do it, you are an outcast, and they call you a roni. They have the tradition of seppuku, harakiri, which is, of course, suicide. They would rather kill themselves than let some things go. That's how entrenched people can be as Nigerians. What is our culture?
So as Nigerians, we do have culture. We
No, not
do
culture.
have traditions.
What is
Help my brother,
our
help
We
my
also
sister.
have, but then of course, see,
You have to help your
for a
brother.
very long time, I always thought to myself that why should someone be helped to get a job or something? But then with time, I realized that it's one thing for someone to help you get a job. It's another thing for you to be excellent at it. And usually that's the problem with nepotism.
True.
Most times, those who are employed are usually, one, taking the job for granted, two, going about it as instead of getting the work done, and three, they tend to create a nuisance because of who they know. So I've realized that because of these three factors, it's usually tricky to practice nepotism. However, going this far to reject a candidate just so your person can come in, it's mind-blowing. I was shocked to come across this, and I find it worrisome that people are actually saying, oh, it's not such a big deal, the person wise. And I'm like, wisdom in this? I don't get it. I can't relate.
So the pressure from family and friends is a real thing. It is real. Imagine your in-law, your mother-in-law calls you and says, this, your nephew, must enter this company. Must, if not, you hear, like, this is a real thing. This is people's younger brothers, younger sisters, family members who are probably calling on them over and over to ask for money. And this would solve a problem for them as well. Like, okay, just get this boy a job, get this guy a job, and hey.
If something is wrong and we don't want it, as
Yes,
a people,
of
we
course.
should
I'm not
denounce
saying
it. Why?
it's right.
Those other people also, they have pressure. Pressure is everywhere.
Exactly.
But if you're going to do the right
Pressure
thing,
is everywhere.
if you're going to do the right thing, as a people, let's get to the point where we get to that point and say, no, we stand for this no matter what.
Exactly.
Look at Joe Biden and all that went forth. Do you know the simple reason why he pardoned his son? If Kamala Harris was elected as the president, he wouldn't do that. Kamala would do it. Do you understand? But then he looked at it, oh, Donald Trump is coming. Is my son going to do this? And look at how the Americans came up against him, not because of, people have been pardoned for greater things than what Joe Biden did.
Yes.
But because there is invested interest. This is his son. And he said all
Presidential
through,
pardon to your own child.
he said all through this time that because of that reason. But then he says, okay, some people have to let him go. My point is, no matter, look, we have to get to that point where in spite or despite the pressure from wherever side, we stand for what is right.
And you know something I find very interesting? This is from my own personal experience, because my sister works here as well, as many people know. There was the person who called her for the audition here. I didn't know she was coming for the audition until she went for the audition. Wow. That was the crazy thing.
Yeah.
So she had been talking about switching jobs for a while, and I was like, okay, let's see how it goes and all. But she didn't talk about switching to TVC. So when she came here, for example, I didn't even know anything. The whole employment process and all. And so if I had personal influence, maybe there would be certain things people would know, like years of experience, which many people didn't even realize initially. Many people thought it was nepotism. I knew that, but it wasn't. And that is why she's able to get her job done. And you see, that's the thing. When people go through a fair process, if they get the job, I believe they will do it well. But when you don't go through a fair process, there's this thing of...
Look at Nigeria.
I can do as I want to do and I'll get away.
Construction, you hear the thing, it's over there.
Yes, and they don't even do it
Somebody collects a project, they don't have the
get it
technical
right.
know-how. and then you do a road, it messes up, somebody gets an accident on the road and dies. The effects are far-reaching.
Worrisome.
It is wrong.
Yeah.
We denounce it. I denounce it. No matter the pressure, don't. It's wrong. Forget everybody has pressure of everything. These are things that can go as far as affecting lives.
Yes.
You take a construction. Look at buildings in Lagos. You take a construction because you know somebody goes and they don't know what it means for structural integrity, and they go and put a building up, and because of you know who you know,
Yes.
and then sometime in the future, the building collapses, people die.
Or even
but
medical
no,
professionals.
but then somebody said it was because of
Your
pressure
person
from
is not
family.
qualified.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
It is
sense.
wrong. Don't do that.
Everybody is going under pressure. Is under pressure too. Please, even
At
they
this
too, their
point-
families are expecting
At
better.
this point, I can see how passionate Mike and Mary are on this topic. We would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. Please let us know. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC with your thoughts. We can't wait to see them. At this point, let's take a break.